Hello and welcome to your Twin Flame reading for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine and the current union energy going on between you and your Twin Flame. And this is the Great Conjunction / Solstice edition, which is happening on Monday. Both major astrological events happening on the same day. And some people say it's the age of Aquarius, and then some astrologers are very adamant about it not being the age of Aquarius. But in any case, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that it's a big shift, and perhaps you feel it within you. You know, something is taking place, especially if you are someone who's a spiritual seeker and on your twin flame journey, which you very may well be if you're watching this video. Unless you're here to just be a troll or, you know, some grumpy person who's just here to judge me. But hey, if that's you and that's your thing, then, well, enjoy the reading also, right? So, anyways, that's probably not who you are, right? Maybe I'm speaking to a part of you, though. It's kind of a funny thing to say. Like, sometimes that can take you deeper, like, oh, is there a part of me that feels this way about my journey? And sometimes, you know, I have to go to those places as well, even though I don't. It's like, yeah, it's not very fun to, I guess, humble yourself in a way and do the mirror exercise and, like, you know, realize, oh wait, yeah, that's me kind of being like that in a certain way over here. That's me not feeling good about myself over here. Gonna make a new choice, and you can love yourself. So ta-da, surprise, surprise. Power is in your hands and ultimately in God's hands. So with that being said, let's get started. So yeah, Aquarius, lots of Aquarian energy and lots of Capricorn energy coming on too. So yeah, I have the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. I have 2 of those cards today. They're going to be juicy, can't wait. And then I have Nature's Whispers Oracle by Angela Hartfield to tie everything together, and some pretty crystals. Got a crystal candle holder as well. It's nice and sparkly. So, oh, and if you catch this reading before Monday night, I am doing a fun celebratory reading special, like mini astrology readings. So if you want to check out the link below for those, and you know, even if you're catching it after, just curious about what I offer, you can always go down below and check out the links for coaching, astrology, readings, and channeled art. I have an order that I'm about to do for art that I'm really looking forward to. And that's a reminder to stay creative. Like, if you really desire to be creative, put it out to the universe. Like, gosh, I really would like the opportunity to do this or that. And I think you'll be surprised if you just keep going deeper into those places and stop denying them, or even go deeper with where you're already, you know, on your way. How things do fall into place. So we're going to start now with the cards. We're going to start with the Divine Masculine side over here. And on your side, if you're the DM, or if you're the DF, this is your Twin Flame side, then just breathe. So the Divine Masculine is being asked to just breathe, to truly recognize his Divine Feminine as a full, beautiful person and energy body, and to, you know, see his mirror in her. Like, you are also a full being and a full energy body, and you are powerful. And that does mean that you get to take responsibility for your choices, but that doesn't mean that you get to feel guilty about what you've done and use that as an excuse to control or stay in your patterns and entrench yourself. That's not a divine thing to do. And it can be hard, you know, it can be hard to release guilt or to forgive or whatever, you know, whatever the thing is. But if you just breathe and let it be and just allow yourself to feel good, then that's really the lesson. Like, no one can take that away from you. And this is really magnetic to your twin flame as well when you're really holding your own space. And you can see like the energy and the physical really meet, but they don't meet in a way where they need, like they don't need each other in a like a needy way. How am I? It's like I know what I mean, but I feel like I'm not fully conveying here. It's like there's not any kind of anyone or anything dragging down here. This is just, it's very peaceful, and it even goes beyond the idea of boundaries. It's just pure respect, right? Like it's like I am here and I am here, and we are one, and there's no separation, so you can just breathe. And this is your foundation, right? And this is very Aquarian. It's like you don't need to go after, like chasing after what you desire. This is an age of attracting to you what you desire by like attracting your own energy, the own truth of your energy to you, which is already within you, right? But it's like then you're a magnet for what is already within you. And then you can really reach your higher self and like become your higher self. Like your higher self is not separate from you, it's within you. So this is a really interesting depiction. I feel like I could say a lot about it, and but yeah, I mean, ultimately there is no separation, but at the same time it can be helpful to really like look at things and look at like, you know, your physicality, and then look at or feel into your energy and feelings, and then see how everything is one from looking at everything in a little bit more of an objective, again, Aquarian kind of a way. So, you know, see how that works for you if you want to try it. It's actually like, if you go to A Course in Miracles, if you happen to have that book, or you're interested in investing in a new spiritual book, highly recommend. But the first 10 lessons, I feel like really speak well to this, to just really tapping into the truth of your most inner heart, and bringing, you know, just like complete peace to yourself, and like owning that. So we're gonna move on to the Divine Feminine, because I don't know why, but I feel like I could just like keep going on and on about that card, but let's not do that. So okay, rest and reconsider. It's funny, I just got this card a couple days ago, and here I am doing a reading, but that's pretty restful, right? Like it's a fun thing to do. And it is a reminder that number 9 can be about like pearls of wisdom, you know, really deep wisdom that you've gathered, and taking some time to reflect. This is very much indicative of solstice energy, of like being self-reflective and taking time to release patterns that no longer serve you. So if you are feeling like doing that, like having some down time, and also this may be the winter solstice or summer solstice for you, and winter solstice is, you know, oftentimes more of like an inner journey kind of feeling, right? The shortest day of the year. But yeah, it's really about tapping into the truth of your essence and how it wants to be expressed. But in order to do that, like, it's nice to really relax and not like keep going, because then it's a little harder to be introspective usually when you're doing that. So it doesn't mean that you necessarily need to like, you know, I don't know, meditate or take a really long snooze or whatever, but do what truly feels good to you, and give yourself enough space to feel re-energized and to gain something for yourself from the time and space that you're giving yourself. You know, like you give yourself that time and space, and it's not like you need to press it and be like, well, what am I getting from giving this to myself when I could be doing something else. Or maybe you're the opposite. Maybe you're pretty good at being kind of like lays around, you know. I don't want to say you could be a Taurus, but it's kind of just a funny, you know, maybe not. So anyways, yeah. But sometimes even when you are someone who's a little bit better at that, there can be a deeper rest. You know, there's somewhere deeper to go here about resting, reconsidering, and really knowing that this is going to help you actually really get more intimate with yourself and be able to express more of yourself. Like some good insights could come of this. I think this could be like a really juicy time for that. So I really recommend that you take this card in the way that resonates for you and do apply it either on the 21st or, you know, around this time, right? Like just whenever you're feeling called or it fits into your schedule. And yeah, you might have to rearrange your schedule a little bit if nothing's fitting in, then sometimes that means like, do I need to do all these things? And so look at all that, all the things to consider. And going back to the Divine Masculine card now, I would say that, you know, this is more high chakra, more grounding over here. So you can see how the Divine Feminine is grounding and allowing space for the Divine Masculine to like really, you know, gain some wisdom about his energy, while he's doing that, also supporting, you know, reciprocity going on here. The Divine Feminine and her being able to tap more into like the roots of her essence, and your union is like, it's like, oh, higher stuff. Whoa, okay, you're really close to the camera. Okay, higher, we'll go over here, that makes more sense. Higher and lower, and it's aligned as one union, you know? So there it is. Ta-da! And then let's move on to the middle card. Middle card. It's a nice lapis lazuli here. Love it. I love how it's all flattened out. Full rock. Ooh, that was loud. Okay. Ideal course of action. Can we see this? Yes. Very nice. You can see all the cards there. So, ideal course of action. Well, let's take this. I think it's so funny that she has like an iguana on her head, like the iguana's like, and now we will move in the direction towards the castle. Yeah, or maybe the iguana is like keeping her safe, because I mean, who's gonna like go near someone with a huge iguana on their head, right? So yeah, I always really wanted an iguana, total aside, but I have yet to fulfill that desire. So this card is about like these phases for both the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine coming together and creating this ease in like what is going to be your next move, basically. Like there's actually something that you can do, and it's becoming a little bit clearer. So just don't try to like skip ahead though to figure out what your ideal course of action is, even if you already basically know, or if you don't, either way, still like really, you know, take the time to process, and it's gonna get even clearer where you're going. So this does require a little bit of faith, because you might also be at a time where things are feeling like, I mean, 2020 like doesn't take a lot of piecing together astrology. I mean, yeah, you can look at it from an astrological perspective, totally. But I'm just saying, like, the events speak for themselves, right? Like we don't need to analyze it to know how it's affected so many, and how it's affected you, whether it's more indirect or direct or both. And so, yeah, it's good to like really let go of 2022 or 2020 also during this time, And that's going to help you get clear. You know, there is something to be said for like a new year and for this whole kind of period of transitional time, because it represents something, but it's also something that we all kind of decide on collectively, or those who at least somewhat celebrate the new year at this time. I know there's other new year periods around the year too that are significant, and that also like have a collective consciousness around that too. So yeah, just go in the clear direction, and you will be guided and you will be supported, but you can't run away from your support, right? Like you can't try to control, like be like, no, I'm gonna go over here and do this because this isn't completely safe to do. Well, like you know, like what do you really desire here, and is something just requiring a leap of faith, or is actually just like a bad idea? So you're gonna get clear, you're gonna be able to walk a path. Maybe, you know, there might be some things along the path that are a little bit this or that, like some mud or a little bit of a steep hill, but it's path, okay? Like if you can't go, then yeah, you need to find the path and keep going, because there is a clear path to where you are headed towards your desires. There's no question of that, and that is why it is important, in my opinion, to do your spiritual work, and also to work with a coach, to invest in your journey. And I hear some people say, well, I shouldn't have to like pay for spiritual work, or like try to get as much out for free as possible or whatever. And you know, I'm not saying you can't do that, and like and all that, and do it yourself, but why not hire the person who's gonna help you, who's like, it's like you feel good about doing that, they are there, that is their job, you move forward, you trust. I mean, this is what I do, right? Like I also receive coaching, and I also invest in lots of ways, you know, also including my time. I continue to watch the classes of Twin Flame Ascension School, and I receive more value from them, and that really says something about the truth that they are it's a living body of work, just like any amazing spiritual text even it's not dead. It's like there's something relevant and there's something new that you're going to get each time, and there's a healing that you're going to receive from it each time as well. But it's not just like a healing, like, oh, here, let's heal this little thing over here, and let's heal this little thing over here. That's nice, and, you know, it's actually, no, it's like, it's taking you somewhere. That's what this card is about, too. Like, the things that you do to invest that you really feel like you know, it's like, oh, this feels good. Like, maybe I'm resisting it, but this would be a good idea. Well, it is going to take you the direction that you do desire to go, if you do indeed choose to follow through with you know, your heart's guidance, your heart of hearts, right? So that's why it's also good to do these things, so you can tune more deeply into your heart and not let ego get in the way, which sometimes tries to disguise itself as your heart, or like your heart's not doing so well, and there's some issues there, and you know, saying like, no, I don't go towards true love, because then I might get broken again, you know, stuff like that. Okay, so that's like, there's something underneath that fear, though, that is true. There's the desire underneath that. There's resistance too, which is actually saying, oh yeah, please do go, you know, towards true love. I really desire that. So, yeah, it's about deciphering what your heart is actually calling for and moving towards that. And that is where your twin flame does meet you. And not just in your heart, but that also does manifest in one way or another. You and your twin flame are meant to be together, and being meant to be together actually can be and does happen just by you simply applying the work of without without stopping. Basically, you just keep doing it, and you don't do it with the expectation, well, tomorrow this is going to happen. You keep doing it, and because the work also involves you trusting the divine, and so in doing that, you have to allow the divine to deliver what it is that the divine knows that you actually do desire, because you are the one who moves towards the desires. But sometimes those desires, you think it's one thing, but it turns out to be a little different than you expected. And it's actually like, oh no, this thing that I'm doing now, with my life purpose actually feels really good. Not quite what I thought, but no, it's perfect for now. And then maybe 10 years down the road, you get better and better at it and are doing so well, or maybe you make a total pivot. But either way, you just have to move in the one step at a time. So that's going to do it for this reading. Feels like there was a lot of turf covered, and yeah, happy solstice, and enjoy if you can see in the sky or have already seen the beautiful, bright, shining, looks like a bright star of Jupiter and Saturn. So yeah, really take some time to enjoy that, or enjoy pictures on the internet if you can't see it. And I will catch you sometime real soon. Hit the like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And that's it. Bye.